The ClimACs CCST388 is an automatic, menu-driven AC service center for R134A vehicles. Its features include recovering recycling, automatic oil and air purge, evacuation with a 5 CFM vacuum pump, automatic leak testing, automatic oil replacement, and heat-assisted charging. The CCST388 has a 50-pound storage tank and a service record printer, and includes a vehicle reference database for quick charge capacity reference. The CCST388 is also capable of displaying in 12 languages and in 3 measure units. The CCST388 is certified by ETL Simco to SAE J2788. The control key functions are as follows. The Start key is used to start a selected operation. The Enter key is used to select a desired operation or data entry point. The Stop key pauses an existing operation and silences any alarms. The arrow keys move up and down through menu items. The Reset key stops an operation and returns you to the main menu. Manual valve controls include the high and low side service couplings and the high and low side manifold taps. The manifold taps are to be opened during machine operation and closed prior to running the vehicle, except when clearing the hoses at the end of charging. To set up your new CCST388, start by backing out the scale travel pin. Remove the lower back cover and find the 10 mm locking nut in the center and behind the oil discharge and new oil bottles. Use a 10 mm wrench to unlock the nut and then back the 10 mm bolt out about 7 to 8 full turns. Leave the pin in place to be reinserted in case the unit needs to be transported or rolled over very rough surfaces. Next, connect the high and low side service couplings to the service hoses. Red on red, blue on the blue hose, and connect to the appropriate port on the front of the machine. The vacuum pump oil level can be checked by arrowing to Assisted Procedure, then Vacuum. The taps can be closed during this test. Press Start and observe the vacuum pump oil level. It should be at or just above the oil level line. Our next step of setup is to fill the internal bottle with R134A. Locate and install the Virgin tank adapter that is supplied with your machine onto the Virgin R134A tank. Connect the high side coupler to the adapter. Now arrow down to Next Menu and press Enter. Arrow to Bottle Filling and press Enter. Please note, if your CCST388 has no bottle filling option, use Assisted Procedure and Recovery Recycling to transfer refrigerant. In the Bottle Filling menu, enter the amount of refrigerant you want to transfer and press Start. The display will tell you to open the high side machine tap, the high side service coupling, and the tank valve. Invert the tank if access to liquid is tank inverted, and press Start. The unit will recover the specified amount of R134A and alarm when it needs you to close the tank valve and service coupling. To fill the oil bottle, remove the new oil bottle from the oil scale. Open the cap and add oil. Replace the oil bottle to the oil scale. When using PAG oil, add oil just before vehicle service. You are now ready to use your CCST388. When performing service on mobile air conditioning systems, you should observe the following safety practices. All equipment users should be certified to operate R134A equipment through an EPA-recognized outlet. Safety glasses and protective gloves should be worn. Do not expose the machine to rain, overspray, or direct sunlight. Operate the equipment in a well-ventilated area. Always test vehicles and virgin refrigerant tanks for contamination prior to recovering refrigerant into your machine. Refrigerant identifiers are available from Flow Dynamics for this purpose. Recovering gases other than R134A can cause damage to your machine and to the vehicles you charge with contaminated refrigerant. The automatic procedure enables you to recover and recycle R134A if refrigerant is present in the system, vacuum the vehicle, leak test, purge and replace oil discharged during recovery, and charge in an automatic sequence. To start an automatic procedure, first test the vehicle to be serviced for contamination. Then press Enter while automatic procedure is flashing. Then enter the vacuum time and the charge amount. To select a vehicle from the database, arrow to Refilling, and then press the down arrow key. Scroll to the vehicle being serviced and press Enter. The machine will retrieve and enter the refilling amount automatically. Connect service hoses to the vehicle and open the high and low side couplings. Observe the pressure gauges. Both will show system pressure if refrigerant is present. Open the high and low side machine taps and press Start. The machine will recover and recycle and purge oil and air if necessary. Then it will vacuum, leak test, add oil, and recharge the system. Should the pressure in the tank equal the pressure in a vehicle, you'll notice the gas injected slowing down or stopping when this occurs. Close the red machine tap and start the car with the AC on. This action will drop the vehicle pressure on the low side so that charging can resume at a faster pace. The machine has heat assist that comes on during vacuum. Using short vacuum times can result in having to start the vehicle to complete charging. Before starting the vehicle to verify system function, close the high and low side machine taps. The unit will alarm and prompt you through the hose clearing once you are satisfied with system pressures and vent output. Hose clearing removes refrigerant contained in the hoses into the vehicle and assures recharge accuracy. Assisted operation lets you perform one function at a time. Should you only want to recover and recycle, arrow to Assisted Procedure and press Enter. Then press Enter again. You will be prompted to open the couplings and the machine taps and then to press Start. The machine will recover until the system is in a vacuum. Recovery is followed by a 4 to 6 minute hold time when the unit purges oil and air if necessary and monitors system pressure. If pressure rises above 0 during this hold period, the unit will restart and recover residual refrigerant. The restart period will continue until the unit sees no new refrigerant pressure. It will then move the recovered R134A to the tank and print a final recovered refrigerant and oil weight. To vacuum or evacuate a system, arrow to Assisted Procedure and press Enter. Then arrow to Vacuum. Enter your desired vacuum time and press Enter. Should you desire the unit to perform a leak test, set the vacuum time for at least 15 minutes. The display will prompt you to open the high and low side taps and press Start. The vacuum pump will run for your preset time. You may see heater flashing on the display. This means the unit's heater blanket is on and is warming the refrigerant in anticipation of a refilling operation. The unit will print the vacuum time at the end. To add oil and refrigerant, be sure the AC system is in a vacuum. Add oil only when the vacuum pump is off. Arrow to assisted operation and press enter. Arrow to oil, type in the amount of oil to add, 30 cc equals 1 ounce. Add only the amount of oil recovered or poured from replaced components. Then press enter. Then press start. Oil will be added and the amount printed out. To charge, arrow to assisted procedure, then to gas filling. Enter the amount to refill or press the down arrow key for access to the reference database. Press start. The display will prompt you to open the high and low side taps and press start. If the display indicates heater, the unit has turned on the heat blanket to assist in moving the refrigerant to the vehicle. Should refilling stop, close the high side tap. Start the vehicle with the AC on. When the compressor comes on, the refilling will continue at a faster rate. The amount of refrigerant added will be printed out. Before starting a vehicle for AC system checkup, be sure both the high and low side machine taps are closed. This will enable you to observe the high and low side AC system pressures during operation. After system check, follow the displayed procedure to move any refrigerant contained in the hoses to the vehicle. This procedure is to close the high side coupling while the vehicle and AC system are running, then open the high and low side machine taps until the high and low side gauge pressures are equal. Close the machine taps, then the low side coupling, and disconnect both couplings. Maintaining your CCST388 includes changing filters, vacuum pump oil, testing the scale, and pressure transducers. Your CCST388 warns you when the filters are coming due for a change. Order your filters upon first notification and install them when the machine indicates service alarm. Follow the procedure detailed in the operations manual to replace the filters. Replace the vacuum pump oil when it's visually cloudy or when the filters are changed. The scale calibration can be tested by locating the 1-pound weight provided with the unit. It is either behind the right panel cover or behind the lower back panel cover. First, observe the gas available on the display, then hang the weight on the tether attached to the tank. The gas available should increase by 1 pound, 16 ounces, or 454 grams. Should the scale need calibration, follow the directions in the operations manual. You will need a known weight of 25 pounds or more to complete calibration. You may also weigh the bottle on an accurate scale and use that weight to calibrate the machine scale. Check the bottle pressure by arrowing to Next menu and pressing Enter. Arrow to Data and Configuration and press Enter. Press Enter while data is flashing. Look at the bottle pressure or BP. It should be 5 to 20 psi higher than the tank pressure indicated by the letter T. Contact us if you believe the transducer needs calibration. Your CCST388 also has a pressure transducer that monitors AC system pressure. To check its accuracy, go to Next menu, Data and Configuration, then Data. Compare the ACP to the low side gauge reading. If they are more than 2 psi apart, recalibrate the AC system pressure transducer. Directions are in your operations manual. Your CCST388 can display in 12 languages and 3 measure units. To change languages, arrow to the Next menu and press Enter. Arrow to Data and Configuration and press Enter. Then arrow to Configuration and press Enter. Press Enter when language is flashing. Arrow to the desired language and press Enter. The unit will restart in the selected language. To change measure units, go to Next menu, then Data and Configuration, then Configuration. Arrow to measure units and press Enter. Use the Enter key to toggle between the various selections. Your CCST388 has other abilities that will prove helpful to your business. First is the Services feature. This feature allows you to see how much R134A has been recovered and charged and how much time the vacuum pump has run since you bought the unit. To get to this menu, go to Next menu, then to Data and Configuration, then to Services. If you are prompted for a code, enter 12341970. This will take you to the Services display. Another time-saving feature is the Vehicle Reference Database included in your CCST388. It sure is handy when your vehicle's AC information tag is unreadable or missing. If you bought your CCST388 in 2008, its database covers 1994 through 2006 vehicles sold in the U.S. Updates will be made available for purchase every 2 years. The CCST388 has 2 pressure transducers, a tank temperature sensor, and a load cell. It uses inputs from these to make important decisions while servicing a vehicle. You can display this data by going to the Data menu. Go to Next menu, then to Data and Configuration, then to Data. Current data will be displayed. Your CCST388 has IntelliPurge, the most advanced air purge system available. Air is an enemy to AC systems, so your CCST388 is on constant watch against buildup of air in the internal supply tank. When it finds excess air, it will prompt you to press Start, or automatically purge the air depending on when it finds the air. Finally, your CCST388 stands ready to add new features, making it a complete AC service center. You may choose at any time to add AC diagnostics, system flushing, or automatic dye injection. Congratulations on your purchase of the DM300 diagnostic module. The DM300 not only will save you time finding the root cause of an AC system problem, but can also help generate diagnostic revenue. Each time you use the DM300, you'll get a valuable printout to share with your customer. The printout includes a diagnosis and suggested repair, or further steps to be taken to find the root cause. This video will take you through installation, checking calibration, and using your new diagnostic tool. To install the DM300, first recover any refrigerant in the system hoses using assisted procedure, then recovery. Allow the machine to pull the hoses down to 0, then press Reset. Disconnect the hoses. Now remove the right side panel and place the diagnostic module in its place. To help hold it in its slot, we suggest placing a small self-tapping screw through the back side of this plastic housing into the DM300 plastic. Now remove the bag from the DM300 case and remove the hose and communications assembly and connect it to the DM300 ports. Blue hose to blue hose, red hose to red. Plug the modular communications cord into the DM300 port labeled COM. From the bag, remove the two-way hose adapters. Place one on both half-acme ports on the front of the CCST388. Connect the DM300 hoses to the smaller ports and the system hoses to the larger ports. Again, blue on blue, red on red. Connect the 9-pin male serial cable to the communication port on the CCST388. Remove the vent temperature sensor from the bag and plug it into the DM300 port labeled TV. Now let's check communications and calibration. Turn the unit's power on, go to Next menu, then arrow down to AC Diagnostics. If BB-Diag Communications error displays, check that the communications cable is properly plugged in both ends. You may also need to restart the CCST388. On the Diagnostics menu, go to Data. Check the high and low side pressures. They should be at 0. Check the TV and TA vent and ambient temperatures. You'll need a thermometer to ensure that they are reading accurately. If any of the sensors are reading inaccurately, calibration will be necessary. To calibrate, press Reset, then go back to AC Diagnostics. This time select BB-Diag Calibration. Enter 0791 and press Enter. Select the item needing calibration and press Enter. Simply enter the correct data and press Start. Let's say the vent temperature and sensor need calibration. Select Vent Temperature and press Enter. Enter the value from your thermometer and press Start. It's that simple. Your DM300 is now ready to use. To do a diagnostic, connect the high and low side couplers to the vehicle and open them both. Now clip the vent temperature sensor to the center vent inside the vehicle. If the vehicle system is a CCOT or clutch cycling orifice tube system, connect the clutch timing sensor to the DM300 port labeled T, and using the supplied pinch probes, connect to the 2 wires coming out of the low pressure cutout switch. The DM300 comes with splice wires to place between the low pressure switch and the connector if the wires are inaccessible. Now select the type of system you are diagnosing. In this case, we are diagnosing a CCOT system. Start the vehicle with the AC system on normal and the fan on the middle speed. Press Start on the CCST388 and run the engine at about 1500 RPM for 2 minutes. The machine display counts down for you. At the end of 2 minutes, the machine will print out the diagnosis and repair information. The FK310 flushing kit is designed for an entire system flush or a component flush using R134A refrigerant. The CCST388 controls the flushing process and measures, displays, and prints the amount of oil removed during the flushing. To do a complete system flush, you will need to connect to the compressor block and to the inlet of the evaporator. You will also need to remove the orifice tube or bypass the expansion valve and bypass the accumulator to allow the free flow of R134A through the components and hoses. We will demonstrate the use of the FK310 on a condenser. Connect the FK310 as follows. Connect the filter fitting to the red or liquid port on the surge tank. Connect the sight glass fitting to the blue or vapor port on the tank. Then connect the universal inlet adapter to the one side of the component to be flushed. If reverse flushing is desired, connect to the outlet side of the component. Now connect the outlet universal adapter to the other component port. Connect the blue hose between the outlet universal adapter and the filter fitting. And connect the high side coupling to the inlet adapter and the low side coupler to the sight glass fitting. Open the valves on the surge tank and turn it upside down. Open both service couplings. Once connected, go to the next menu, then AC System Flushing. Set the vacuum time. The default setting is 10 minutes. During this time, look for difficulty reaching vacuum. This may indicate a connection leak. The CCST388 will then charge 5.5 pounds of R134A into the system or component and recover it from the surge tank. This process will repeat 3 times. A 4th and 5th flush are triggered if more than 10 cc's of oil come out on the third or fourth flush cycle. When complete, the CCST388 will display and print the amount of oil recovered. Close the tank valve and service couplings and disconnect from the tank. Using a wrench, unscrew the filter housing lid to check the filter. Replace if heavily contaminated. FK310 filters are available in packages of 10 from Flow Dynamics, part number FK310-1. The DK300 dye injection kit enables you to install oil and dye along with refrigerant charge, and do so in an automatic, completely hands-off sequence. To install the DK300, place the solenoid coil on the provided plunger post located on the back top side of the manifold. Use the locking washer and nut to hold it in place. Next, cut out the center access panel on the lower back removable panel. Connect the tubing to the dye bottle cap. Open the dye bottle to ensure that a pickup tube is present. If not, use a 2 1/4 inch piece of the tubing to create a pickup tube. Next, place the bottle in the center position on the oil scale bracket. Run the tubing through the frame of the machine toward the dye port located under the dye solenoid. Remove the cap under the dye solenoid and install the tube barb and cap onto this port. Plug the solenoid coil connector onto the J9 jack on the motherboard. Turn the unit on, go to Next menu, Data and Configuration, Configuration, then Options. Type 432-10791. Then press 1 to enable dye injection. Press Start to continue. It is recommended that the oil scale be recalibrated after adding the DK300. Calibration procedures can be found in your manual.